Hello everyone, it's Marcia again. I have another journal that I wanted to share with you guys. This is another one of the repurposed old vintage book covers. Okay, gotta get it. I gotta think about what I'm doing. I probably shouldn't have started this yet. Anyways, let's see. This one is not as big as some of the others that I've done. This one is 5 1/4 this way by 8 1/4. And it has about a 1 1/4 inch spine. So it's a smaller book. I loved the colors of the book, the peachy kind of pink color here, and this flower was already on the book. You can see the title is in the same color green. It was The Little Locksmith, which was a good read if you're ever interested in it. Just saying. On the cover here, all I did was add this frame, which is painted gold, and inside here I put a little, I guess a title of Remember, and I did a little stamping around the edges of that with a little bit of a floral stamp. I did ink the edges of the book some. It does have some dents. It's a used old vintage book. This book was printed in I believe the 40s, sometime in the 40s. I don't remember exactly. And I also did a little bit of, I don't know if you can see, hopefully, a little bit of gilding on the corners as well. As you can see, the signatures are stitched directly to the spine, which was reinforced with fabric. And I did put a little bit of lace and cheesecloth up here, as well as down here. I left all the sewing tails. Well, okay, I did trim them a bit because they get long. They kind of get in my way. This one did have a little bit of water staining. There was no damage to the book itself. It just had, you can tell it did have some moisture got to it. Some water at some point in its life. At the closure is this pretty little lace seam binding here, which is in a peachy kind of color. Interior, we've got pattern paper here in this just a light tan floral pattern. The lace pocket here with a vintage image of a rose, and I did some stamping on the back of it to make it look like an old postcard. All of the papers in this are coffee or tea stained. It's a combination of both. Here we have a sticker of a flower. It's like kind of a lacy little flower here. Excuse me. This is a little side pocket here with just a journaling card for extra journaling. There is a lot of writing space in this book. It's small, but it has a lot of room for writing in it. I didn't go crazy with the decorations. Some vintage writing paper. This is not tea or coffee stain. This is some natural aging, which I love. I didn't want to cover that up. Ledger paper. A pocket, or a little tuck spot with some pattern paper and some muslin sewed on the side. This is a page from another vintage book on etiquette. It's letter writing and sending cards and letters. So that's that. Here's a pocket. This is a little crocheted doily in a pretty peach color, and it's a little tuck spot. Inside is a vintage image of a carnation and another little journaling spot. This is an old book page from a book of plays, and it is reinforced with washi tape because it's old paper. It's fragile, and got some more of that lace trim sewn on the edge here. It's some pretty stamping. This is a text stamp. Up here is paper clipped on a little copper leaf, fabric leaf. This is a page from The Little Locksmith with a little bit of stamping on it. Another book page with a sticker on it and a little bit of inking. This is a little label sticker. You could write a title or something on here. It's just a tag for journaling space. It's a ruffle sewn piece of pattern paper which creates a little tuck spot for some extra journaling space. This little pocket here has a key stamped on it, another little paper clip, and just a little journaling card with a vintage lady and a rose. Got a little bit of cheesecloth sewn down here, as well as up here. Lots of writing paper, pattern paper. Here's a little pattern paper tuck spot with some more cheesecloth, a little rose stamp. This is a vintage image. It's the front of another book that had this pretty lady on it that had the pretty roses, and the coloring went well with this book. The other side of that tuck spot, some more stamping. The other lace pocket with just a tag for some journaling on it. This is a little fold out made with some digital print of pressed flowers. Inside here is just, oh, it folds this way, some more journaling paper. This is a page from a vintage, it's not terribly vintage, it's an older, from the 1980s, a magazine, or I guess it was a pamphlet for Napa Valley, so it has a lot of advertisements for hotels, beds and breakfasts and spas and such in the area. As you can see here, it really reminds me of older advertisements. I think it's a really neat thing. A poem here with a little bit of stamping on it from a book of poetry. This is just a little booklet with some extra coffee dyed papers and such in it. In this pocket, this was a heart stenciled on here with some spray inks. And a pocket. Some more stenciling over here with a doily with the spray inks. Another side pocket. This was a page from a rose gardening type book. It was vintage, not terribly vintage, it's from the 60s, I believe, and it was backed with some coffee dyed paper, and it's got a little bit of decorative stitching around the edge. Tiny little tuck spot over here with a little bit of ephemera. Dictionary page with some pretty flower illustrations on it, and it was reinforced, of course, with the washi tape because it is vintage as well. A little bit of stamping there. An index card with some stamping, and it's got some cool tea-dyed things going on there. I don't know what to call that. I left the top on because I think that looks pretty neat. The other side of that doily stencil and the hearts, and here's just some lace sewn on. More book page with some stamping. This is some music stamping up here. Some more of that Napa Valley paper. A little sticker here with some lace sewn on the edge. A little tuck spot with a little piece of ephemera and a vintage frame that you could put a picture in or write or what have you. Tucked in here. Another pocket here. This is a vintage children's playing card with a little turtle on it, and it makes a little tuck spot for some more ephemera. This is just another journaling spot. Some more of that old book page, some stamping. Another page from the book. This is a digital print of a pressed flower. Some more stamping. Lots of room to write. Pattern paper. So some of the organza ribbon. Get all the strings off. That I ruffle sewed on here, and it's the same as the organza ribbon on the paper clips. A little bit of stamping. This folds out with some stamping. And this little pocket is a tag that says, "Life's most beautiful things are not seen with the eyes but felt with the heart." Some handwriting type. I believe it's in French, stamping there. And some flowers there. Book page. I liked the little dividers in this. They were very decorative. Little sticker here on that book page. Some more, another tag with some stamping on it. This here has some handmade paper. You can see and feel the fibers in it, and we got a little sticker here. And on the back I have included a little label with my shop name and my name, just let you know where the book came from and who made it. So there you go, ladies. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. Bye.